In this activity, we're going to be adding a camera and do a animation using the chair as the center of the object. So what we want to do is go ahead in 3ds Max, select the camera, and we'll select target, and we'll drop it in on the left view, and we'll aim it right at the chair. And then we will change to the select object, because if I would click in now, I would be adding another camera. And you select the camera, and you right click and you say move, and let's go to the top view. Just move the camera over a little bit, and you notice that it's separated from the location point, so let's also move that over, and you can maximize the viewport if you need to. And then let's go ahead in the top view. We're going to create a circle. So let's go ahead and select the geometry. Go ahead and select the shapes and circle. In the top view, start in the center and go around. And then right click on it and say move. Let's go to the left view. We want to move that up. So bring it all the way up to where the camera is, a little higher if you can. And then what we need to do is put the camera, we're going to add it to the line. So you're going to go to the motion control, which is the wheel. Select the wheel, and you'll see something that says assign controller. So go ahead and select the assign controller, and you'll see an item that says position, and go ahead and select the assign controller as a question mark. Go ahead and click onto that, and we're going to do path constraint and say OK. And you can scroll down, you'll see add path. Go ahead and select add path. And let's go ahead and select that line that we just created, that circle. And the camera should automatically snap onto that. And go ahead and select follow. And then go ahead in the perspective view. If you right click it, you'll see views, you'll see your camera. You can also just type in C and then push play. And you'll see the chair animate. To get a better view, go ahead to the bottom of the screen, and you're going to maximize your viewport and push play. And it should be looping. And that's what you need to do to get your camera on. So then let's go ahead and we're going to render it. And instead of rendering a single frame, let's do a small one at first. We're going to do active segments. If we wanted to make this a longer movie, right now it's at 100 frames. That's how you do it. And I've selected a quarter speed here. But we'll come down, and we don't want to render this as a JPEG. Instead, let's go ahead and render this as an AVI file. And type chair and save this to your large drive. If you would try to save this to a small drive, these are very big files. Go ahead and push save. And then we do actually want to compress this a bit, because these are very big files. 70 is probably fine. And when we render this, first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and save this. So go ahead and save our work before we go ahead and render it. And then you can go ahead and render this. Now you'll see the camera rendering, and this is, depending on the processor you have, it'll determine how long it takes, but we're actually making a little movie right now. And for note, the more lights you have, the more shadows, the more processing speed it takes. And you could just imagine what it takes to do a high animation movie. This is only about a 5-second video clip we're making, and it takes a long time. Now if you wanted to make this larger, when you render it next time, you would increase the size of the window frame. And the other nice thing you may want to do is, if you want to continue working on this chair as it is rendering, you can open up 3ds Max again and open up the file. So if you want to make it bigger, you would select these. Now the only problem is you will be waiting a long time to have these renderings done. But that is the completion of the exercise, and you want to go open up and inspect the movie that we made. Let's make a little larger one for the sake of argument here. So I'll go ahead and select 800 by 600, and I'll go ahead and set the rendering, and I can pause this. So here we go to render. I'm going to overwrite it, and you can see it's going to take a little time, and I have the luxury here of stopping time. And to view my rendering, I just go ahead to the file where it was saved, and I'll double click onto it. And within Windows Media File, you should see it playing. And if you're in Windows Media Player and you want to do a loop, you can find the play and do a repeat. And there you go. And that is the end of the exercise. We have taken in our chair, we've added a camera, and created a spin of the